Okay, Jeff Loke here. I'm going to show you how to set up an ad within the YouTube platform. Actually, we're going to be creating it from AdWords. So if you don't have an account yet, go to adwords.google.com. Go ahead and set up your billing and your account. And this is going to walk you through setting up a pre-roll ad, which is also the little ad snippets that show right before somebody watches a video. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a video that Ryan created here, and this is for 144 Highland Road in York. So I'm going to show you how this would be set up as if you were living in York, Pennsylvania. And what you want to do is take your YouTube URL up here, and you're going to go to adwords.google.com/video. And that will bring you to the dashboard where you can create a video ad. Make sure you're on the campaign tab here, and we're going to select the red campaign button. This is something you can name. This is for in-house only, so name it whatever you want it to. Okay, and we could copy the settings of an existing campaign if we want. And you can set your budget. I'd recommend at least $10 per day to start getting some decent results. And we're going to actually run within the YouTube videos. And we're not going to worry about Google Display Network right now, so just keep that option checked. And here we're going to choose our area. So whatever your city would be, for this example, it's going to be York, PA. And that'll bring up a list of cities here. You just select the add button. Okay, and then we're going to post our video URL here. It'll recognize it automatically. And we'll use default video ad formats. Now we're going to do the in-stream. We're going to skip the in-display here. So your display URL has to actually match wherever they're going. So what I mean by that is this is our landing page for this property. So I'm going to put that as the destination URL. And then for the display, you need to have at least all the information up to your, the domain. So this will be searching. And I'm just doing this for effect. You can do this as well if you like. Searchingpa.com / and then you can make it whatever you want. Try to keep it relevant though. So I'm going to make this 144 Highland Road. And wow, that all fits. So you might not be able to fit all that text. As you can see, there's a certain amount of characters that you can use. So put in there whatever you would like after the /. Okay, and we can also create companion banners. We're not going to get into that. It's a little bit advanced, and honestly, I don't think it makes a huge impact on stuff. But just keep in mind that if you did add one of these, it would show up in the top right-hand corner of the YouTube results. So in this example, your ad the banner would show somewhere above this video or within this vicinity, and you can add like a call to action text to it. So even after a person watches the video, they might still see that banner for a little while to click on it. So you might get some extra clicks by using that feature there. So just a heads up. You can name this whatever you want. Again, this is for in-house use. And you can choose devices. I usually remove the mobile ads when I'm running on YouTube, only because if you're trying to collect leads that way, it's not an effective strategy. If that would be the case, you could just do decrease by 100%. And that would remove the mobile ads piece. But I'm actually going to keep them, and here's the reason. Since we're having mobile text call to action with the strategy that we're following here, we want to keep the mobile ads. And in fact, you might even find that they do better in general over time, and you might want to focus more specifically on the mobile ads. But again, that's advanced stuff. We don't really need to get into that. Just keep this running, short and simple. And then you can choose your end date if you like. We're going to keep this just running for now. You can also create your custom schedule, meaning that this is effective if, for example, you want your ads to only show certain hours in a day. And actually, let's do that for this ad, because a lot of people aren't going to be running, especially people that are young professionals or people that are looking to buy homes, that kind of thing, young families. Usually they're going to have jobs during the day. They're not going to be on YouTube messing around. So your target audience is more than likely going to be on in the evening. So that's something you could do here. And I'm just showing you how, because you could choose like a 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. time frame if you like throughout the week and choose your times. I take that back. I'm actually going to keep it and not select these now because I want to test and I want to see how they do, and then we can show you examples at some point. about different time frames and how the conversions and everything worked during each time frame, because they'll actually break it down for you and they track that stuff. So you might want to start for the first week or so without selecting anything, see how your ads perform, find out when are the most effective times to run the ad, and then maybe adjust this later. That's something you can always do. Here you're going to either optimize for views or for conversions. I like to run one ad for each because it's good to just test and see which one does better. But as far as this goes, I'm going to keep it for views because this is a little bit more about getting people to take, for example, a text call to action. If they're viewing the video, they're going to be watching that video for a longer period of time. They may be more likely to text. Conversions is more based on people clicking over to a website. So if you have some good lead capture there, or if you really want to get people to the landing page of your property listing, then optimized conversions may be a good way to go. Again, test both and see which one produces better results for you. And you can also limit it to a specific amount of impressions, meaning that if I was watching your video ad, it wouldn't show to me more than X amount of times per day or per week, whatever you choose here. So for this, I'm just going to do one impression because we want this to show to the widest range of people. And that doesn't mean that it won't, each day I could see the ad, but it'd only show the video ad to me once per day if I choose this option here, which is what I'm going to do. Select Save and Continue. All right, now here you actually have what I consider to be two different ways of targeting. And again, I would split these up by two different ad groups so that you can test and compare. One is to target by specifically interest, and the other option is to actually target by what they call topics. Now the difference is interest means the person that's viewing your ad has shown an interest in the type of topic that you are targeting before, meaning that over the last year, if you chose real estate related interest, that means that they have some sort of interest based on their history of searching and watching YouTube videos. Topics is more based on what they're searching right now, which is interesting because if someone's actually watching real estate related videos right now, they might be more likely to be a buyer. Not always the case because that could include real estate agents and all other kinds of people as well. But again, I would target both, and you might find that one works better than the other. I will preface also with saying that if you use topics, you might get less traffic with that because that's more specified, and there's going to be less people looking right now for something than those who have in the past. So if you want a lot of traffic, interest is a better way to go. But again, test both and then see how your results, the kind of results you get for both, and determine from there what to do. So for this, I'm going to call this interest. And you would just follow the same process that I'm doing here, but then make it for topics. And I'll show you how each is broken down here. Max cost per view, I usually don't do more than about 20 to 30 cents. So let's just go with 25 cents. And usually what I'll do is I'll base it on the typical range they give there. So it said 6 cents to 49, and I'll choose something in between. And that's usually sufficient. Now I'm going to do this for interest, and you can see there's different markets. You can do drop-down menus here. We can add real estate. And you can also hit the plus sign to choose only specific parts of these categories, but I usually just go with all of real estate there. You could do, there's home and garden. We can add that. Anything that you think would be relevant. Financial services, I believe has some stuff here. There's home insurance. There's mortgage. Anything that has to do with buying a house or investing in one with financing, that kind of thing, are good categories to go with. I think that there's definitely a few more in here. Let me just kind of poke around. I don't want to belabor this, but you'll get the idea. So I think that probably covers most of the options. Go ahead and just play around with the different categories. You can hit all the plus boxes and dig, and maybe you'll find some other stuff that you want to use there. But I'm going to select done. Now, if I was doing a topics instead of interest, what I would do instead, I would select the topics menu, and you would do the same exact thing, except remember that the difference between the two is how they're searching. So we're not going to choose any topic right now. We're just going to keep it broad there, and we're going to focus more on the interests here, and then save targeting group. Okay, you can also link your AdWords channel with your YouTube channel if you'd like. They'll take you through the steps there. I'm just going to click finish for now, not worry about that. Okay, and then it'll take up to a day for them to approve, usually less. If you get disproved, one of the major reasons would be the landing page you're going to. So you make sure you have good navigation. Make sure it's a quality website that you're going to, because Google's very strict about that kind of stuff, and that should help protect you. Also, I just want to show you real quick under the settings menu here. You'll find that you can change your ad scheduling, as I was mentioning before, and you can make changes to your frequency capping and all that stuff too, as well as the devices that it shows to. And if I go to targets, we just created our interest target. And if I select this, you can actually drill down as well, and you can target specific age groups. So I'm going to, for example, pause 18 to 24 because they're not likely to be buying a home. And maybe I'll pause the older crowd here as well. Retiring group, that might be, unless it's a home that they might be looking to downsize into or something. But for the sake of this example, I'm going to steer away from that group there. So I'll leave it open to this. You can choose gender, parental status, like if they're married or not. So there's other different options that you can choose there as well. And again, give it about a day at the most, maybe even a couple hours. Sometimes they're very quick to approve. Once it starts running, you'll be able to come back in here. Make sure that you're viewing by today or something that includes today, because if not, as you can see, it's the last 7 days. It's going to look like you're getting no results. So really important to use that drop-down menu up there. And you can always pause and enable your campaign up here, selecting that option. That's about it. That's your walkthrough. So if you have any questions, let us know, and keep us posted with the results that you're getting as well.